You think a mature woman falls for charm, looks, perfect lines, perfect timing. But she doesn't. She falls for the kind of man who makes her nervous system exhale, her mind respect him, and her heart feel safe without him ever begging for access. You think love is about saying the right thing. It's not. It's about becoming the kind of man whose presence says everything before his mouth even opens. If you need regular reminders that the world won't give you, subscribe now, because comfort will keep lying to you. And truth is the only thing that will make you dangerous in the right way. Not dangerous to her, dangerous to your old weak patterns, dangerous to your neediness, dangerous to the version of you that keeps confusing attention with love. Here's what this really means. A mature woman does not fall deeply in love with performance. She falls deeply in love with substance. She does not want your tricks. She wants your center. She does not want your act. She wants your alignment. She does not need you to impress her for one night. She needs to feel who you are when the lights are off, when life gets hard, when emotion gets heavy, when silence enters the room and there is nowhere to hide. That is where most men lose. Not because they are ugly, not because they are broke, not because they are too quiet. They lose because they are split in half. One part of them is trying to be chosen. The other part knows they have abandoned themselves just to get picked. A mature woman can feel that fracture in minutes. She may smile, she may entertain you, she may even like you, but deep love, no, because deep love is built on trust, and trust dies in the presence of hidden desperation. That's the misconception. You think attraction grows when you do more, say more, chase more, prove more. The hard truth is that deep attraction often grows when you stop leaking. You stop over-explaining, you stop performing, you stop shape-shifting. You stop throwing your dignity on the table and calling it vulnerability. It isn't vulnerability, that's instability. Why does this happen? Root cause. Most men were never taught how to hold desire without becoming weak. The moment you like her, you rush. You overtext. You overgive. You overread every pause. You treat every delayed reply like a crisis and every moment of warmth like a contract. Why? Because you want certainty before you've built character. You want reassurance before you've built calm. You want the reward of a grounded man while still living with the habits of an emotionally hungry boy. And it costs you everything. It costs you your mystery. It costs you your peace. It costs you your standards. It costs you your ability to see clearly. Because once you start chasing from fear, you stop relating to her as a woman and start relating to her as a solution. A solution to your loneliness. A solution to your self-doubt. A solution to your lack of purpose. And the second a man turns a woman into medicine for what he refuses to heal in himself, he becomes heavy, not strong, heavy, not deep, draining. So reframe this now. The question is not, how do I make her fall in love with me? The real question is, what kind of man does deep love naturally gather around? That changes everything. Because now you stop hunting for tactics and start building weight. You stop asking, how do I win her? And start asking, what touches a mature woman so deeply that she trusts what she feels when she is around me? And there are 7 of those touches. Not cheap touches, not manipulative touches, real ones. The kind that reach past attraction and land in the place where respect becomes devotion. The first touch is emotional steadiness, not emotional numbness. Steadiness. There is a difference. A mature woman has lived enough life to know that chemistry without steadiness is just a prettier form of chaos. She has seen men who speak loudly, promise quickly, feel intensely, and disappear the moment emotion asks them to stay present. So when she meets a man who can stay calm without going cold, who can listen without collapsing, who can speak without exploding, she feels something rare. She feels safe, not bored, safe. And safety is not weak. Safety is what allows depth to grow. When your mood is not swinging with her every word, when your confidence is not begging for constant confirmation, when you can hold eye contact, hold silence, hold tension, hold your ground, that touches her because she realizes she does not have to manage you in order to love you. The second touch is truthful communication. Mature women are exhausted by fog, mixed signals, half words, emotional hide and seek, men who act interested then distant, men who speak in hints because they are terrified of being clear. Listen carefully. Clarity is masculine. Confusion is expensive. When you say what you mean without dressing it up, without manipulating, without forcing, you touch a level in her that performance never can. You tell her you enjoy her company. You tell her your intentions. You ask direct questions. You answer honestly. You don't hide your interest and you don't oversell it. That's power. You are not trying to trap her. You are revealing yourself. And revelation without pressure is rare. That's called integrity. The third touch is disciplined desire. This one separates men from boys fast. A boy is ruled by impulse. He sees a woman he wants and suddenly his values disappear. His schedule bends, his standards blur, his judgment dies. A man feels desire and stays intact. He can want her deeply without losing command of himself. He can enjoy her beauty without becoming a servant to it. He can flirt without becoming foolish. He can pursue without worshiping. That touches a mature woman because she knows instantly. This man is not weak in the face of what he wants. He is not dry. He is not robotic. He is simply governed. And a governed man is trustworthy. The fourth touch is purposeful living. You want to know why some men barely say much and still leave a mark? Because their life already has weight. Their days have structure. Their mind has direction. Their attention is not cheap because it is already invested in building something real. Purpose is not a slogan. It is the evidence that your life has a spine. A mature woman does not want to feel like she became your entire world in 72 hours. That does not flatter her. It alarms her. She wants to know that if she enters your life, she is joining a mission, not replacing one. She wants to feel desired, yes, but not responsible for creating your identity. When your life has movement, discipline, and aim, your presence touches her differently. She feels the gravity of a man who is going somewhere. The fifth touch is boundaries. Real boundaries. Not walls, not games. Boundaries. You say no when no is the truth. You do not reward disrespect because you are afraid to lose her. You do not tolerate emotional manipulation because she is attractive. You do not abandon your values to keep temporary peace. A mature woman may test your edges. Not always consciously, but life does. Timing does. Stress does. Misunderstanding does. If every challenge makes you fold, she learns that your kindness has no backbone. But when you remain respectful and firm, when you can be warm without being weak, when you can care without becoming controllable, that touches something deep in her. Because a woman cannot fully relax into a man she can casually overpower. She may dominate him. She may even keep him around, but she will not deeply trust him. Strength with restraint. That is the combination. The sixth touch is attuned attention. Not obsessive attention, not surveillance. Attuned attention. This means you notice. You notice what matters to her. Not just what is visible, but what is consistent. Her patterns, her values, her fatigue, her effort, her shifts in energy. You hear what she is saying beneath the words. You remember the details she thought would pass unnoticed. You don't do this to score points. You do it because presence is your nature. And presence is one of the rarest forms of affection in a distracted world. Most people are physically there and mentally absent. Most men hear a woman's words only long enough to decide what they want from her. But when you truly pay attention, when you make her feel felt, that touches a place in her that flowers don't reach and flirting can't fake. The seventh touch is earned tenderness. This one matters more than men realize. Tenderness is not softness without structure. It is strength that has learned how to be gentle. A mature woman does not fall deeply for a man who is hard all the time. She also does not fall deeply for a man who is soft because he has no center. She falls for the man who can protect without controlling, lead without humiliating, desire without consuming, and care without dissolving. He knows when to be direct and when to be quiet, when to challenge and when to comfort, when to hold the line and when to hold her hand. That touches her because it tells her your masculinity is not a costume built out of force. It is a grounded reality built out of self-mastery. Now picture the man who embodies all of this. He walks into a room and nothing about him asks for permission to exist. He is not loud for attention. He is not silent out of fear. He does not perform confidence. He carries it. His words are measured because his mind is not frantic. His body is relaxed because he is not living in reaction. He does not chase every spark because he values fire too much to waste it. He has a purpose that wakes him up and standards that guard his life. He knows who he is when no one is clapping. He does not need to dominate a woman to feel like a man. He does not need to be adored to feel worthy. He is grounded enough to love without begging, present enough to listen without drifting, and strong enough to walk away from what dishonors him. That man does not manipulate emotion. He inspires trust. He does not try to hypnotize a mature woman into falling for him. He gives her something real to fall toward. That is the man you build, not for performance, for freedom. So what do you do now? You stop trying to be unforgettable by being excessive. You become unforgettable by being real. You stop flooding her phone because your anxiety needs relief. You text with intention. You stop narrating your every feeling like you need a witness. You speak when clarity serves the connection. You stop bending your schedule around crumbs of attention. You protect your time. You stop confusing intensity with compatibility. You observe. You stop pretending to be indifferent because you are afraid of rejection. You become honest. You stop acting like boundaries will make you lose her. If boundaries make you lose her, they saved you. Do this. Slow your nervous system down before you speak. Let silence breathe. Answer instead of reacting. Mean what you say. Keep your routines. Keep your standards. Keep your word. If you tell her you'll call, call. If you say you value honesty, practice it when it costs you. If something bothers you, address it cleanly instead of storing quiet resentment like poison. If she gives you warmth, receive it without acting drunk on it. If she pulls away, do not panic and perform. Return to center. Return to your life. Return to your work. Return to your breath. Let your consistency speak where your insecurity used to scream, and stop seducing women with a false version of yourself you cannot maintain. Stop being the endlessly available, endlessly agreeable, endlessly accommodating man who thinks self-erasure is romance. It is not romance. That's abandonment, self-abandonment. And every time you betray yourself to keep someone interested, you teach them that your love comes without a spine. Never do that again. Understand this deeply. A mature woman is not looking for a man who never feels fear. She is looking for a man who does not hand the wheel to fear. She is not looking for perfection. She is looking for congruence. She is not asking you to be rich in lines. She is asking life to show her a man rich in character. When she feels that, really feels it, something changes. Her guard does not drop because you tricked it. Her guard softens because your behavior made defense unnecessary. That is how deep love begins, not with a performance high, with a recognition. She recognizes a man who is home in himself. She recognizes a man who can hold his desires without becoming ruled by them. She recognizes a man whose affection has weight because his attention is not available to every passing feeling. She recognizes a man who does not need to consume her to cherish her. And when a mature woman feels that, she does not just feel attraction, she feels relief. She feels respect. She feels possibility. You want to be magnetic? Then stop asking how to pull her in and ask how to stop leaking yourself out. Stop chasing chemistry without character. Stop reaching for devotion with no discipline. Stop expecting peace from love when you still create chaos inside your own chest. Build the steadiness. Build the clarity. Build the purpose. Build the boundaries. Build the presence. Build the tenderness that comes from strength, not weakness. Let your life say, before your lips ever do, that being close to you is not a gamble. It is a gift. And if that sounds demanding, good. It should. Real transformation is demanding, but it is also clean. It gives you your dignity back. It returns you to yourself. Because this was never only about women. It was about the man you become in the process of learning how to love without losing your name. So no, the answer is not more tricks, not better lines, not some polished image of alpha confidence. The answer is you, stripped of performance, rebuilt in truth. You are the answer. Your discipline is the answer. Your self-respect is the answer. Your grounded presence is the answer. Become the man who no longer asks, what do I need to do to be enough for her? And starts living from, I will be so aligned with my values that the right woman will feel the difference immediately. That is your reset, not desperation. Direction, not performance. Presence, not fantasy. Reality. And reality wins in the long run every single time. If you want more truth like this, subscribe. Because weak advice is everywhere and it will keep making you smaller. Here, you get the reminders that pull you back into clarity, discipline, and self-respect. And if this hit you where it needed to hit you, then you already know you're not alone. You're surrounded by men rebuilding themselves the right way, and you belong in that room.